Welcome back, guys, to day number two. Today, we're going to be speaking about a few things. One of them being market analysis, as well as a trade that I took earlier today, and a few things that have helped me throughout my journey that I think is also going to help you guys as well. All right, keep the messy jersey. This is our year. But yeah, let's get straight into it. All right. So for those of you who have been trading gold, know that gold has been bearish for the past couple months, ever since January 29th, when price hit $5,600 per ounce. And then, I mean, it's just been on a downtrend, as you can see. Super bearish momentum was there as well. So, I mean, the first thing that I do, let's say it's a Sunday evening before market opens, is that I will go ahead and draw out my level. So I'll do a top-down analysis. Okay. But the very first thing that I do, I go ahead and take this and I try to paint what price has been doing. Okay. So I see a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low. So clearly, I mean, if you go back to the fundamentals of trading, I mean, price has just been super bearish. Okay. We can clearly tell. Broke. You see, so lower highs, lower lows. I can clearly tell you that price has just been bearish. Okay, in other words, it's been going down. All right, so then I'll draw my levels. I'll look for a place where that price has touched more than three times. Pause, no diddy. But for example, this area right here, price has touched once, twice, three times. So I'll just go ahead and put a zone here, and I'll just go ahead and base it off of the wick. Okay, nothing too crazy. So right here is fine. Okay, and then let's see, where's another level? I see price touch once, twice. Okay, so this is a weekly level as well. So I'll go ahead and draw this here as well. I mean, price can really do whatever it wants. I mean, it's just been, trending upwards for the whole year. I mean, even since last year, really. Um, I mean, it can do whatever it wants. So for example, it can break this level, retest, continue dropping to about $3,300 per ounce, or it can simply just continue or reverse back to the upside. Okay, so it can do whatever it wants. I mean, it's at a keen or very important level right now. Okay, so I'll just draw zones here as well. Okay, so let's go down to, okay, let's see something here too. One second. All right, so let's go down to the 4 hour, see what we find. All right, looks pretty good. And I go down to the 2 hour, see what's going on here. I rounded this off to $4,000 per ounce. This one I can really round it off to $4,200 per ounce. Okay. I mean, I just like to do that because, price likes to react off of those levels. All right, so then let's see what price has been doing over here in history. Okay, so I mean, look at this clear example. So, I mean, price, it broke this level but closed above the round psychological level. Okay, so that should clearly tell you, I mean, price likes to do that. It likes to react off of those areas. So in other words, those support or resistances. Okay, so then let's see what price did today. I mean, clearly we see a zone here. Put this a bit bigger. And then the trade that I took today, I'll show it to you in a sec. I mean, this was around, so this was yesterday, as you can clearly tell here at the bottom. Yesterday, so today, let's just go ahead and zoom in. So this morning I was up around 6 or so, a bit of a late morning for me. Okay. So I see levels. So this is how I draw my levels. I mean, I just look for, supply and demand really. But I mean, I don't just trade that. I also look for like a liquidity grab. Okay, so for example, where there's gonna be like a lot of stop losses, I look for price to wick those traders out and then continue in that direction. That's what I usually look for. But let's see. Uh, see that there. All right, so this is what I look for, right? It's very simple. I mean, I trade maybe 20 minutes tops, okay? 20, 30 minutes at the most. Most of them is like 15 minutes, 10 minutes per trade. But this is what I look for. So for example, this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and put bar replay. So this morning around 7 a.m. Okay, so I'm up, I'm looking. Price has just been going insane. Clearly see, so this is a 50-minute time frame. I mean, price has just been, break, retest, drop, break, retest, drop. So I'm waiting for another opportunity like that. Okay. I mean, it was a bit choppy as well, but I mean, I wasn't paying it any mind. Um, I mean, whenever price is choppy, I just typically look to put a bigger stop loss. Okay, so I mean, this is also a round psychological level right here because price ended in two zeros. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and extend this. This should be fine. All right, so this is what I look for. So I put my alarm right here. So when price hit this particular area, I got a signal. Okay, so he told me, hey Jose, price is at your area of interest. So very simple. I just waited. I scaled down to the 5 minute, and I just allowed price to play. And then I was waiting for this. So this is what I look for. The first thing is I draw my areas of interest. In other words, my levels, my supply, my demand, my support, my resistance. So I already have those. Then I tend to look for a trend. I mean, I don't really use trend lines. Um, but I mean, I just go with the trend. What has price been doing recently? Has been making lower highs, lower lows. What has price been doing? Okay. So after I have my area of interest or my levels, look for a trend. Now I'm looking for a break and retest of that particular level with the trend. I mean, I don't really trade against the trend, even though I mean, I'm back testing a strategy, excuse me, right now that is something like that. But I mean, for now, we're sticking to this. Um, okay, so I look for break and retest. And then now that I have a break and retest here, as you can clearly tell, let me just zoom in here so you can see it better. Okay, so break, retest, and now I'm looking for an engulfing candle. Okay, so that's not it. Okay, so look at that. What just happened there? Price liquidated these sellers. So for example, let's say if I entered early, right? Let's say if I did not wait for my confirmation, right, then I would have been waked out. In other words, I would have been stopped out. I would have lost money. So let's say if you did this, or you didn't wait, you put your stop above the high, and then you targeted a 1 to 2. I mean, you would have been stopped out right here. So now that we have a liquidity grab, okay, because price liquidated these highs, okay, so price took out these sellers. Now I'm even more interested because I look at this as a trampoline, really. So whenever you have let you flip this over. There you go. So whenever you have liquidity and whenever it is grabbed, it is essentially like a trampoline. I mean, price hits it just to bounce back into that direction. So usually I would wait until it breaks these wicks. And I mean, reason being because you don't want to get faked out. I mean, price can literally do the same thing and continue going back up. Okay, so I mean, I always try to have confirmation the most confirmations as possible. Okay, so I could take the best trade setup. Okay, so of course you already have this liquidity grab right here. It liquidated these sellers, continue going to the downside, and price literally gave us what we look for, which is our confirmation candle and gives us the green light to go ahead and take the trade. So for example, I mean, this particular trade I did not take, but this is what I would have done. I mean, I was gonna take it. I was just too slow, honestly, which sucks, but it's okay. So this is what happened. So I get in right here. So as you can tell, I mean, price literally went straight to TP. I mean, my strategy usually, I mean, I'll be in, I mean, price, it either takes me out of the trade or it goes straight to my take profit in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops. Okay, but in this particular case, price went straight to take to TP, and I was like, but it is what it is. I mean, price just continued playing. I mean, it literally just went all the way down, broke this level. Okay. So, I mean, since I missed that trade, I mean, I was like, you know what? I mean, let's see if price comes back to this level, okay? Because I want to get an entry. So I just waited. And by the way, if price would have given me a wick in this area and then an engulfing candle to the downside, I probably would have entered there as well. But it didn't. It just gave us this closed candle above this level. So I waited. Okay, so now that price visited this area once again, we can clearly see that it gave us that engulfing candle. Okay, so now keep in mind. So we have the areas of interest, we have the trend, we have the break and retest. So for example, break, retest, engulfing candle. I mean, we missed the trade, which is okay, but price came back to this area of resistance. And usually I would wait for price to give me a longer wick. However, here it was very brief. I mean, the engulfing candle was perfect, so I went ahead and I scaled down. I mean, usually I would have done this. Right now we're at a 1 to 1 5 risk to reward ratio. I would wait for at least a 1 to 2. So I would go ahead and put my entry and wait for price to touch this level. However, I mean, I didn't have to. I just scaled down to the 1 minute because I know that price was going to continue going down. Okay. So let's see. So that was from around here or so. So now I see the price is making a head and shoulders pattern, which very simple is this right here. You're gonna have your left shoulder, your head, and then your right shoulder. Okay. So what I did was, I mean, I realized that what the pattern was. So I went ahead and put my liquidity pool zone right there, and I was waiting for an engulfing candle. That's what I was waiting for. So let's see. So right there, that's when I entered, exactly when I entered. Okay. And then I put my stop loss above the high. Okay. So I would have entered, yeah, very good. So I would have had my stop loss above this pool right here because most likely it's going to come back here and then continue going down. Anyways, so let's see what price did. Okay, so price continued going in my direction. And then price did exactly what I thought it was going to do and came back to this area. Now, a lot of traders would have just removed their position. Oh, I'm just going to call it a loss, right? But I don't believe in that. I believe in if you just take a trade, you just take the trade, right? If you're wrong, you're wrong, okay? Let the market decide whether you're right or wrong. Don't let yourself decide, that aspect. I mean, everyone's different, you can do whatever you want. But very simple. This is what price did. I mean, this is a longer trade than usual, but then price smacked my TP at around 11 o'clock or so. Okay, so very simple. And I mean, this is a valuable lesson, so you guys should take notes on this. So, I mean, of course, number one, whatever plan you have, whatever trading plan you have, you want to stick to it. Okay. But what I look for is very simple. I mean, I just look for the different levels. Okay, supply, demand, support or resistance. I go ahead and I draw my trends, In other words, I identify what price is doing overall. If it's consolidating, I'm not going to get in. But if it's making higher highs, higher lows, or lower highs, lower lows, I'm going to scale in. Okay, draw my levels again. Look for a break, a retest, either or side, engulfing candle, and then that's really what I look for. Okay, that engulfing candle is the most important thing. Without it, I mean, I would not take the trade. Okay, because that's basically you breaking or me breaking my trading plan, um, and it doesn't go good anytime you do that. So, that's pretty much it. You know, I also did want to speak to you guys about uh one more thing. So, what helped me and what changed the trajectory of where I'm going, right, has been these books. So the first one is uh Trade Bible for Candlesticks. Can you guys see that? There you go. And this is the author. So I mean, this has taught me to read each candlestick. For example, what does an engulfing candle mean? What does a doji mean? You know, the different kinds of dojis, the different kinds of candlestick patterns as well. So this is super important. This elevated my game to a next level. Now, when you finish reading this book, you want to go ahead to the psychological part. This right here, the mental game of trading. I mean, this has helped me tremendously. It helped me to identify what my, for example, my A, my B, my C games are. In other words, you know, what is causing me to win? What is causing me to lose? And it really helps to focus on the root of the problem. You know, not just surface level, oh, I'm just doing this wrong. No, for example, if you have greed, if you have overconfidence, if you have some of these different things that prevent you from moving to the next level, this helps you to identify it by the root and helps you to become a better person, actually. Okay, because for you to become a better trader, you need to become a better person. You need to become super disciplined, goal oriented. You need to have a sense of direction. You need to have a good system. If you don't have those things, it's going to be very difficult. But if you do have those things, it's going to work eventually. Okay, so get this book and this one as well. And do just, I mean, just read. Okay, do yourself that favor. Okay, um, because you cannot go wrong. These have helped me tremendously, and I think it would help you as well. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. You know, if you made it this far, I want to appreciate you and thank you very much for tuning in. I hope I have helped you in some way. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I mean, let's finish this month strong. We still have about 6 or 7 days, guys. Wishing you all a successful week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.